Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today for the LotLinx webinar, 4 easy and effective digital advertising campaigns car dealers can use to get incrementally higher holiday sales. My name is Aaron, I'm the Digital Marketing Coordinator for Driving Sales, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. We're using GoToWebinar as a platform today, and when you logged in there was a control panel that came over your computer. This will be the way that you ask questions or comments in the tab titled Questions, or you can send them directly to me. And as the moderator, I'll be posing those questions throughout the presentation. Our speaker today is John Gottschalk. John has more than 19 years of automotive retail experience, including serving as the Senior Vice President of Dealer Relations for Ford Direct. During his tenure at Ford Direct, John was responsible for full P&L of this $400 million joint venture with Ford Motor Company and its dealer partners. Prior to leading Ford Direct, John served more than 7 years at McCracken Ford in Pittsburgh, helping the dealership earn top 20 rankings for multiple years within the region. In addition to his OEM and dealer retail background, John played a key role in the development of AutoNationDirect.com, where he was instrumental in establishing the sales and finance process for AutoNation's online auto buying service. Without further ado, I will turn it over to John.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Hi, everyone. I'm John Gottschalk, Senior Vice President of Client Relationships. And be sure to stay tuned until the end of the webinar, everyone, because the first 3 dealers that send in a question win a $25 Uber gift card. Who this webinar is for: general managers who say, I want to sell more cars, internet and e-commerce managers who may say, I want to prove digital ROI, owner principals, I want to look for more efficient digital spending, and or even business development managers who want to book more appointments. But let's be real, we're all here for the same objectives, don't we? We want to make more money. The problem: holiday season is crunch time for meeting year-end sales goals, which means dealers should be preparing campaigns that will lead to lucrative season. So here's the situation. As all dealers know, this is a stressful time period for all of us, which means holiday season is crunch time for meeting sales goals. Dealers need to prepare strategic campaigns to ensure that they will have a lucrative holiday season. The key purpose: learn how to effectively use digital advertising campaigns so that you can get incrementally higher holiday sales. So today's key purpose: share with you guys some campaigns and ideas that may find helpful in this upcoming holiday season. What we're going to cover today is how to leverage your CRM and engage old leads, how to align with Tier 1 and Tier 2 messaging, and how to promote charitable endeavors, and the fourth, how to build special promotions for the holidays. So, leveraging your CRM. Engage the old leads with holiday messaging and new incentives. So you should be strategic in this, and so being that you want to look for those 2017 model year leads that you have in your CRM system. Be strategic, sort through them, make sure you're aligned on the messaging that you're going to get back to the customer with. What are the new incentives wrapped around that holiday messaging? Best time of the year to buy your vehicle today with year-end incentives that are in the marketplace. You want to have a tag or a hook, an additional $500 off if you act now. Or what if I could save you a few $1,000s if the vehicle had a few miles on it but was still under factory warranty? So looking as not only 17 model year, but also how does it fit into your CPO or used vehicles as well. Essentially, you want to build out a long-term follow-up plan for your CRM. So if you don't already have this in place, this is a great time to start establishing that as an option for your dealership. And you want to be able to communicate with these leads once they've gone cold as well. So it's a continuous communication process. What I want to show for you here is just one example of what it looks like when you continue to have that process in place for a long-term follow-up. We all understand that people are in different processes when they put a lead into your dealership. They're not always ready to buy in the first part of the month. But at the end of that, at 180 days, it's quite a while out, but you want to make sure you have this long-term follow-up plan in place. This is an example of a large dealer group that had 13,000 leads in 1 month. And looking back over the course of 6 months, you can see that 180-day period, they had about a 1.5% close rate, or 19% of the leads closed within 180 days. So a consistent long-term follow-up process is a must for dealer organizations. Moving into aligning with your Tier 1 and Tier 2 messaging. This is crucial because you want to have consistent messaging that the consumer is seeing across all of the tiers, right? So that makes sure that your website has that holiday messaging that's going on in your region, that you have all of your channels, your digital channels have that same type of messaging. And you want to make sure that special tabs are, maybe you can change your special tabs to say holiday specials instead. You want to make sure you build out those special pages as well. Make sure you have a consistent look and feel, and really pushing those incentives that are happening on those 2017 models. A bit of information for you. One of the things that Google's done recently is they've implemented more search links for you, and there's really twice as many site links that get searchers to exactly the right page off of Google. So on a mobile phone or a tablet, which we find about 80% of our customers through LotLinx are actually on the mobile devices. Now when they search on Google, they have 8 site links that show up on a single line carousel. So they're able to easily move through and click on the exact pages they'd like to get to and deep link into your website. So it's crucial to make sure that those pages are all updated and correct with what's going on currently in the marketplace. So you want to build out your holiday calendar. So one of the things I'd also like to recommend is building out that holiday calendar from now until the end of the year. Obviously, Thanksgiving's right around the corner, but also with the Hanukkah and other things that are happening in the future during the December month, you want to make sure you have a month-long promotion schedule put in place, a content schedule distributed to a range of digital outlets. So you want to make sure your website's properly with the correct content, your social pages, paid search, make sure that you're aligning with the search messages there. If you have an e-newsletter, it's a great time at that point to put in these incentives and offers that are going on. All of the things you have might be going in other places, the service business, as well as any charitable events you might be having. And they all want to promote the same message, but tailored to that specific channel. That consistent strategic messaging across all your dealership channels, emails, landing pages, social media, and more, website, your phone scripts, social media traffic, it all directly reflects in your incremental sales and ROI. Outside of digital, you also want to make sure that your employees are engaged in what's going on. What are the current incentives, the messaging, what are we trying to achieve right now, so that everyone is a message board for your dealership to help close out 2017 with a strong holiday push. The next thing I would recommend is, if you're not already doing it, and many dealerships do, but make sure that you're promoting your charitable endeavors. So obviously, the dealership is a core component to their communities and do a lot of different things in their communities. But this is a perfect time to make a win-win outcome for the dealership and also those charities as a whole. And it really builds goodwill with your community. It drives the importance of you in the community. And so I'd highly recommend that this is a crucial component that you need to add to your strategies in the holiday seasons, and you want to be able to communicate that across all your channels as well. So for instance, you could do turkey for the food bank. So for every car that's sold in the month of November, you'll donate a turkey to the food bank. Or even for Christmas, you could look for toys or tots. So one of the examples might be that you put a truck in the showroom. For everybody that donates a toy, you'll get a coupon for service, maybe a $50 discount for a service repair, or maybe even a discount if they buy a vehicle for a service contract. So it's a win-win situation for both the dealership, the person that's coming in and giving a toy, and also for that charity that's receiving that donation. One of the things that I always like to do around the Christmas, and we used to do at the dealership as well, is put a bow on it. So it's a really festive time of the year for everyone, and we want to make sure that you're dressing up the dealership for that. So making sure that you have the bows, that you have the trees, that you have the lights. Let's get everybody in that festive mood, and it creates an era of things are happening, and I want to do business at this location. So, again, offer incentives to your customers. That could be a part of your calendar. It could be email campaigns. Maybe it's a 12 days of Christmas. You might want to put together 12 specials that they could have if they come in for business during the month of November and December. And you could have those go out on a calendar and through your social channels. You want to target the specific models on your lot. Maybe you want to put some special bows on them, and if they pick that vehicle, there's special discounts. different types of things you might be able to do that really create a lot of festivity around those this time of the year. And really, it's centered around clearing out your 2017 models, new and used CPO as well. So, want to know if anybody out there has any questions. And I think that earlier on, Aaron had a note on the Twitter feed that you can send us questions. I'd love to be able to answer those. And really, this is your time to, I guess, pick my brain and how I might be able to help out in some strategies.
All right. Do have a couple. First one is, how would you recommend I choose which 2017 models to put into a LotLinx campaign?
Well, I guess if I had to say it, I'd say put them all in that campaign. But what I would strategically do is start looking at your most aged units and work backwards from there. And they could all use some help. You want to be able to take a look, if you can't already, through your Google Analytics, take a look and see how many views those vehicles have already had. But it's critical in getting them seen. And, the rule of thought is if it doesn't get seen, it's not going to get sold, right? So I'm sure that you've all done some analysis on that, but that would be how I would first start out, is take a look at the aged units, work my way backwards. But again, I think at this point, a lot of those 2017s could use some help. Instead of discounting price, maybe you want to put some money on the hood and get them pushed out through a LotLinx campaign that brings you a shopper, lower funnel shopper for that specific vehicle. And again, could save you that money and help you move that vehicle before the end of the year.
All right, great. Next question came in. Can LotLinx campaigns be paced to match the timing of my brand's holiday incentives?
It sure can. So working with our digital strategists here at LotLinx, they build out those campaigns for you. They analyze the current incentives in your marketplace, working with you and what your objectives and goals are. And they make sure that they're able to pace out through the month your spending and make sure that you're attaining the amount of shoppers that you need to help move those vehicles. So for sure, they can definitely do that and work real closely with you on building out those campaigns.
All right, and then another one. I have models currently with OEM incentives that also fit into our holiday sales promotions. How would you recommend I heavy up my strategies to make sure these move in time to hit my monthly goals?
Sure. So I think that definitely you want to leverage all of your digital platforms. It could be your social channels, through your email campaigns that you have going out, re-engaging those CRM leads that you have that are old leads. I would also take a look at opportunities in your service department to engage your service department, letting them know that the importance of moving those vehicles, and maybe even have a target sheet that they could have back in for the service advisors to have, and an understanding of what you're looking for as far as a trade-in. There's a lot of data equity mining companies that would help with being able to target consumers before they come in for service if they're scheduled, making sure that everyone leaves the service department that day. If they're in an equity type position, that I would definitely leave an opportunity for them to purchase a 2017 model. And just if you don't ask, you're not going to receive. So I would say that it's like my 7-year-old is out there asking for pretty much everything he sees on TV, right? Eventually, I'm going to give in to one or two of those things, and he knows that he's going to get one of those. So it's a numbers game, right? So you're going to see a much more traffic through your service department in one day than you'll see in your sales department. And always, it's important to incorporate that service business as an opportunity to sell cars. And I would definitely highly recommend that as well.
Okay. We had a question kind of about Google Analytics, and is there a specific view in Google Analytics that allows you to look at total views by model or a specific vehicle if you set that up?
Yeah, so obviously LotLinx has our VIN View Optimizer, which we'll set up for every dealer if they would like to do that, and they can contact me and I can work with them on that. But essentially, our VIN View Optimizer is Google Analytics in a easy to read and see way. But from a dealer standpoint, you can work within your current provider to make sure that they're tagging the pages correctly in Google Analytics, and you should be able to run a report that would be specific to those models. So yes, it can be done, and I would work with your digital website provider to do that, and for sure they could do that. But it would probably be easiest to just contact us, and our digital strategist could help you with that as well. And we're always happy to set you up with the VinView Optimizer to view, and it gives you an easy to view of each model, specifically every VIN in your inventory. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, those are all the questions that have come in at the moment. Please keep sending them if you guys have any questions. And I guess I'll pass it back over to you, John.
Great. Well, I appreciate it, Aaron. So some of the things we've learned today, I mean, obviously leveraging your CRM to engage the old leads. It's crucially important to remember that those people that are in your CRM system, they're less than 180 days old, are crucial to continue to engage with, especially to move those 2017 models, and just to go back out there, and don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call these folks again with a good news message. And obviously you're checking in and want to make sure that they're taken care of. You want to align with that Tier 1 and Tier 2 messaging, not only during the holiday season that I spoke about, but all of the time. Whenever there's those sales events going on in your regions, the more that you can align with that, with your customers and the regions, the better. How to promote charitable endeavors. Obviously, again, we're the core, the fabric of the community. Dealers always have been, and at many points in time, they're the most, have the most employees and probably the biggest tax providers to those communities. Just showing that you're a part of that fabric, and it's a win-win situation for everybody. And then those special promotions for the holidays. How do you incorporate that into those charitable givings? You know, I spoke a little bit about some ideas, but I think you need to decorate, always be a part of that in the festive moods. And obviously the retail of old, they started that right after the Black Fridays, and all of your retail locations have all of the bells and whistles up. I think we're a retail location as well. It's all about customer experience today, to differentiate yourself in the community, and just be a part of that and put a bow on it. So if you learn how to create strategic digital marketing campaigns, you'll make more money and waste less during the upcoming holiday season. So that's the overall message I like to give you is, you know, it's a stressful time, but if you plan, you work with your partners, leverage your digital website companies, your social, all of your digital providers should be in this together with you as a partner. And be prepared. If you're prepared and you set up a strategy, you're going to end up wasting less money and making more, which is what we really want. So just a little bit about LotLinx, and the whole reason LotLinx exists is, you know, power to the dealer. We want to help you design VIN-specific campaigns to support holiday efforts taught in this lesson. And I think Aaron had a question about that, and we're here for you. Our team is full of dedicated digital strategists that are willing to work around the clock to make all of our dealers happy. We have free resources. If you go to LotLinx.com, we've got the blog, content library with tons of free resources that you can visit our website and take a look at. Our content library is full of dealer case studies. You can get some great ideas here, LotLinx product information. We have educational videos and much more. We also have our VinTenders blog that I mentioned. It's where we share the latest industry news, not just LotLinx, but other industry news as well, so you can stay on top of the trends. We have 24/7 chat support that can help dealers with whatever they need. So 24/7 chat support. If it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, we're there for you. And by all means, schedule a demo. We're more than happy to show you what LotLinx can do to help you move inventory, reduce your cost, and be more efficient. And I think it would be advantageous for anyone that's on the webinar today to do this. And if there's ever questions, feel free to text me, call me. I've been in the automotive industry for a long time, and I tell you, I'm here for you and want to make you a success and help you sell more cars. Are there any other questions that anyone might have? Remember, the first 3 get a $25 Uber gift card So I'd love to hear more questions and answer whatever I can for you in the time we have remaining.
All right, thanks, John, for the great presentation. There is a question, might need some clarification on it, but it's wondering about focusing on text. I'm guessing that's probably in advertisements. Just wondering how much they should focus on just text ads versus maybe video or other types of advertisements.
You know, I'm not an expert in texting, but what I would say is just knowing how I use text, and I think it's a general consensus that everyone seems to answer their text before they ever answer an email. So I think it's crucial if you have an integration mechanism in your CRM, in service, getting permission to be able to do that is key in some instances. But I think if the consumer texts a question to you, they're more open to respond to that. And I would also look at ways to incorporate videos into your text. It's a great way to connect with the customer in real time, getting them the information they request. And I think it's a good way to communicate with your customers. So if that's the way they want to communicate to us, let's communicate back to them. Hopefully that answers the question. And again, if they need anything, they could always send me and I can point them in the right direction. I wouldn't consider myself the expert in texting, but I think I could find somebody for you.
Okay. Those are all the questions that have come in today. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, John, before we end?
No, I would just say that hopefully everybody found this valuable, that there's a few nuggets you can walk away with, that this will help you in being a successful holiday season to move out those 2017s, really start the 2018 year strong in January. But again, on the screen you have my contact information. Feel free at any time to call me or shoot me a tweet, email me, whatever it might be. I'm here to help you. If it's with LotLinx or any other vendors that are in the space or just ideas, I'd love to help out with everybody.
All right. Well, thank you again, John, and thanks everyone for attending, for your questions. And I hope you have a great day, and we'll attend future LotLinx webinars. Thank you.
Thank you.